conversation, everyone. Vimala here.
And Jaya here. What we've got this time is something, it's like a confession time, or it's not exactly confession.
What would we call it? Real life. We're going to share the 5 drops in action because we talk about it a lot. We've written a book about it. We want to share with you how it really works. And we had an opportunity recently to practice it.
What she's trying to say, we had a meltdown the other day. And
it was his fault. No.
No,
we had a meltdown.
It was her fault,
obviously. And one thing we wanted to make sure that you understand, we've been married together for 47 years. It doesn't mean a successful relationship doesn't mean that after a while you'll never have any conflict, because you will have worked it all out. What it does mean is that you will feel confident that you have the tools that every time you do have an upset, you'll be able to work through it.
And I'm smiling like Anthony.
Why are you smiling?
Why am I smiling? You might have got frightened by that. Hey, man, they've been married for so long and they're still having conflicts. I'm out of this relationship.
We don't have conflicts very often.
No, but the point, the point to be is being made there is that they're to be expected. That's the way it is. 2 human beings together, 2 different opinions. So it's going to be there. But as Vimala is saying, how we work through them is the key. So the other day we had an upset, and the 5-drop formula works. It really does work, and that's testimony in this little video. But it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to go through a serious upset. So the first one we know in our 5-drop form is to drop the flame. It wasn't dropping very fast, and I'm sure Vimala.
Well, we both felt upset, but I was admiring my husband because he kept his calm. That's drop number 1. He didn't show his upset. He kept really calm, really quiet, and then we both realized that we needed some space because we were both upset.
So in this lockdown situation, space means it's only the other room. So I'm sitting in this room and my wife's in her room. And that went on for quite a while, just sitting there. And I was wondering, how do I deal with this? I'm still quite upset. I'm trying to get into reflection, but I don't want to go there. My mind's just, how it is for her.
And I was in exactly the same situation. I was thinking, I was a bit numb actually. And I was thinking, I don't even want to think about how it is for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Why would I?
And then we go into accepting responsibility, and that catches me. I go through 1, sometimes still too upset, reflect another person. Number 2, I don't know, but I can't really get, I'm trying, but I can't really get, take responsibility. I was haunted by that one. I was like, oh no, here we go. I got to take responsibility. How can I do that? So I had to go out for a walk. I didn't have to, but I was, as Vimala used the word numb, I was numb. I was thinking, oh God, how is this possible? We've got this real upset. Where did it come from? Why? And then I thought, oh, I'm just going to go out for a little walk. So I went out for a walk. Didn't really change much, apart from it just gave me a little time, I suppose, which wasn't a bad idea.
And actually it was good because it gave me time when you were out. If you hadn't have gone out, actually, I would have gone out.
We would have had a fight at the door. Hey, I want to get out. You get out.
I was going to go out for a walk, but anyhow, when he went out, it gave us the space that we needed.
And then I came in, and somehow or other, I had a little job to do. I was looking for some apples to make an apple feijoa crumble at the time. So I found some apples. I'm out there, and there's this little basket, and it said, hey, free apples. I've picked them with a non-contaminated hand, and I've just washed them in water. So I thought, hey, it's even in COVID-19, that's okay. So I took the apples. They were for free. And I was wanting to write down thank you, but I didn't have a pen with me. Anyway, took them home, and I thought, I'm going to make this apple crumble. So I'm just going to do that because I just didn't know where to go with this. Then after I'd done that, this was a while. It must have been a couple of hours, I think.
I think it was about 3 hours altogether. It wasn't like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And that will vary with your upset. If we have a short upset, we can often come back after 10 minutes and just talk about it. But this one was a bit more serious. It was an old pattern that we have. So that was kind of, resurrecting itself.
So I took the next one, again, back to me, accepting responsibility. So I thought, I don't know the answer to this one. I don't really know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to take the responsibility to go into the lion's den or the lioness's den and knock the door and just say, hey, I don't know exactly we've got the answers here, but I'd like to see if you wanted to have a conversation. And I had to trust myself that, hey, let's go. And if it backfires, I'll be back out walking around again trying to calm down. Or we'll see how it goes. And fortunately, we got into a conversation, and we
recognized that it was a pattern without blaming each other.
Yeah, that was good.
And then once we kind of recognized the pattern, I think we were able to reflect a little bit how it was for each other and appreciate how it was for each other.
And then we deconstructed the pattern. We thought, hey, we've got to come up with something new. And we did that. We said, hey, look, let's put this in place so that we don't push ourselves.
Because we were in drop 4 by then. We had reset ourselves back to, being in that place, that nice relationship place. And we just thought, we don't want this to happen again. Because this is a little bit of a pattern.
At least this pattern, because as we've said earlier in the video, upsets are going to happen.
Yeah.
But we don't want this one to keep repeating itself. It's not good.
So then we went through what we call the third alternative. That's the second part of drop 4, where you say, okay, we don't want this to happen again. We see that it's a pattern. How can we next time? What are we going to do? So we put a little plan in place for if this little thing comes up again, this is what we'll do.
And what's another thing that did come up in this upset was when you're in upset like that, the mind focuses on the negative. It really does. It was working me over. This is wrong. This is not good. This is bad. So there's a big tendency to go in that direction. And it was only after settling down for a while, I started to think, no, things are okay. My wife and I spent a lot of time together.
Especially recently.
Especially under a lockdown. And then you can, in that clearer reset position, you can see more in the reality. So that's also important, not to just focus on the negative. So I hope all of that sharing.
Yeah, but don't forget drop 5, because we went right through. At drop 4, we came up with our plan, which we've been implementing because it had to do around what work we were doing together. And so then you energize each other. So we were able to do that at the end, get right back on track. Your relationship's back in that loving place. And I'm going to say, well, thanks for that.
And V-Mala she mentioned right at the beginning, she was pretty good. I can just remember that. She was saying, I really appreciate that you didn't get really mad. There was no door slamming as you went out or anything like that. Yeah. And she started to nurture that. And it lands pretty well. You think, okay, that's pretty reasonable. Thank you for that. I don't even think I nurtured her at all.
You didn't, but that was all right. You can do it later.
Funny, she remembers that quite clearly that I didn't. But hey, I'll try next time. So, hey, enough of us. It's been a long video. 7 minutes this is. Wow. I hope
but we do hope it helps you because, you can see it in the book.
We are human over here.
And there's no utopia. And that's what Srila Prabhupada said. And not to take seriously fights between husband and wife. What did he say? It was like the clouds rumbling or something, but there's no rain, no thunder, no storm, but it's like clouds rumbling. Well, that is what it's like. But when you're in that middle of it, it seems really, real.
It does.
So, yeah, we took you through the process so that you can apply it in your everyday life. So we hope that helps.
Hey, Hare Krishna. We'll look forward to talking again to you soon.
Hare Krishna.